Afternoon, Hartwood Talaka, ADCP here. Today we'll be covering ASIO investigation harassment, LRAD harassment. I'm the ASIO child murder investigator, the ASIO child murder investigator for Daniel Morecambe, Michelle Pogmore, ASIO child investigator, William Terrell, child murder investigator, Daniel Morecambe. They're trying to say I'm not. If they say I'm not, ask them what work they've done. And if they show my work, they do this to anyone that solved a case, or any child murder investigators. With the Child Protection Unit, you are ASIO Child Protection Unit, and they all kill kids on their birthdays. All the cops killed Michelle Pogmore. The doctors support them because they're getting perks. They're telling them that they're going to be ASIO when they take over ASIO, etc. They want to do my job. They want to do my daily intelligence brief, my analysis, my national security job. And they're selling kids. They're all the ones with Shalise Mutton. They were selling Michelle Pogmore, selling the Newcastle cops at the Newcastle Police Operations Centre were selling Shalise Mutton to all the pedophiles. That young detective with the blonde hair and he wears a blue suit, he was selling her. They're the foster parents. They were Jason Herbert's cops. The doctors support them. So they get it from FBI, Caruso and Comey and the SAS. They're at the police operation and the ministers. The ministers authorise them. Every minister, the Greens, Labor, Liberals, FBI, they get it from FBI, Caruso and Comey and Christopher Wray. They all have child murder cases on their birthdays. Now you can check whether the foster parents of murdered kids. Yes, they are. Are the bodies burnt in Eden from the crime scene photos? Check the crime scene photos. If the bodies are burnt in Eden, yes, they are. And if they want the cases done secretly, yes, they do. Then they're guilty. They want to do my job, my daily intelligence brief. And they stuff my job. They totally stuff my job. Harassment, 24 hours a day harassment. Non-stop harassment inside the house, in the bedroom, in the car, in the backyard, in the yard, in the house, and even in my bedroom. 24 hours harassment by the police.
LRAD is a long-range acoustic hailing devices. They provide the user with an ability to transmit their voice down to an extended distance. What makes them different in the marketplace is that rather than just being projected straight out like a bullhorn, it rifles it, kind of focuses it down, and they're very good at being clear, intelligible voice, so you can hear very well exactly what the person is saying.
This is a test of the long-range acoustic device, LRAD. The LRAD can be used to hail and notify at great distances using live or pre-recorded sounds or voice messages.
It's optimized for human voice, so you can pre-record messages that you want to transmit to people, whether it be in a disaster area, whether it be just crowd control, or in an event where you want to tell people what to do and where to go and how to respond. There are a variety of different devices that we have. The white one next to me will send the sound out in a 360-degree arc. The other two further to my left are more directional in nature. They'll produce the sound will go out anywhere from 50 to 2,000 meters out, and in a cone about 30-degree arcs. It's the improvement to a bullhorn. The bullhorn is kind of like a shotgun, whereas this device is more of a rifle shot. It's used by the warfighter in both Afghanistan and Iraq to communicate with the local people that may be coming up onto a U.S. vehicle. They can use it and focus it at them and talk to them with the bullhorns and the noise that's going around them. It's very difficult for them to hear. It's also been integrated onto helicopters, and you can hear it over the prop wash, so you can speak down from it. Fire departments and police departments have it as well. The Coast Guard uses it, the Navy. They're on cruise ships for them to be able to talk to people on shore.
They're at the Police Operations Centre. Basically, they're under Home Affairs, British politicians, Australian politicians. We know that they're at the Operations Centre. Everything is contested, congested, detect, exploit, denied. They're harassing you. Harassment, 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 harassment. Money, 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 murder, murder, murder. Money, money, money. They always want your money. Money, your house, your money, your car. Money, 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 murder, 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 murder. So when I'm sleeping in my bedroom, they wake you up when they start their shift and they just start talking to you. Yap, 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 yap. Non-stop. It's mainly the police, the Australian Federal Police and the State Police for the Police Operations Centre. Newcastle Mason Property, especially the Mason Property unit cleaners. They're cleaning unit. They keep getting people on the LRAD, one group after the next. So once you deal with one group, the next day it's another group. And they start again from the beginning. They start doing the questions, criminal accusations, allegations, framing. They drive you out of your bedroom until you lose it. You can't cope with it. 24-hour harassment. You can't work, can't sleep. And then they say it's mental health in your bedroom. The cops, they always want your money. Money, 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 murder, murder, murder. They all want money. We want your money. We want your pay. We want your pay. We want your pay. We want your pay. And then the cops attack you in your house. It's like it's coming from behind the TV. Like they're talking on the TV, behind the TV, out of the walls. New South Wales Police, White House Group, criminal cases, allegations. Then they do child murder cases, hearings where they pick you up. Al-Qaeda, FBI make you sick. And this is while you're working, while I'm doing the child murder investigation. And they're the ones that were selling the kids. They were selling the kids. I'm the child murder investigator for Daniel Morecambe, Michelle Pogmore, William Terrell, for ASIO. I've been with ASIO for 25, 30 years now. This is my 30th year in ASIO, actually. I don't get time to look up and smell the roses. I work every single day. They want to do my job. Keep them away from me. Take them into prison. They're stuffing the child murder investigator. They get it from Comey, FBI Caruso, Home Affairs, the ministers and the SAS. It all needs to be secured. They're asking the child murder. I do the Michelle Pogmore child murder investigation, the Daniel Morecambe child murder investigation for ASIO. If they say I didn't, ask them what work they did. If they show my work, neck them up. Neck them up. The cops, they always want your money. Divide your pay. Divide your pay. You got to divide your pay. Cops always want your money. This is all while I'm doing the William Terrell investigation. Now the Shalise Mutton child murder investigation for ASIO. Checking all the stops. Then they bounce it. Then you go outside, and it's on the outside LRAD. The gang unit's outside. Harassment, 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 harassment. Newcastle Police Station Operations Centre. LRAD, Waratah Police Station LRAD. And then they bounce it across the road. It's like the sound is coming from across, they're talking to you across the road. And then the bitch outside, she sits outside while the voice is coming out of her house, and they're at Newcastle Operations Centre for me to attack her. And when I attack the voice, they say you're acting unusual, that you're making threats, and they try to charge you, but we charge them with terrorism. And there's non-stop harassment while I'm working. Harassment, harassment, harassment. When you go outside, they harass you, harass you, harass you. What's that there? You're growing marijuana. You're Al-Qaeda. You're growing marijuana. You're dealing. All this crap they go on with from the Newcastle Police Operations Centre. It's coming from the houses across the road and the other houses around. And then they use the neighbours to start talking. Then they talk behind the neighbours. While the neighbours are talking, they talk behind them. And then they get you to say threat. They wait till you make threats so they can charge you. This is all to the investigators, to ASIO, child murder investigators. I'm the child murder investigator for ASIO. We want your money. We want your pay. You got to give us some of your pay. We want a little bit of your pay. You got to divide your money. Money, money, money. Then when you've had enough, you jump in your car. Well, my mum's car, but I'm buying a Bentley. touch wood, brand new Bentley. And when you jump in your mum's car and you had enough, then the police, the Masons property unit cleaners, harassment. Turn left here, go here when there's a car in front. They tell you to go. They cause $2.2 billion worth of car accidents. We have it already. The screen record. The New South Wales Police Ku Klux Klan. Turn right here, turn into oncoming traffic. Change lanes, hit people. All sorts of... They watch you and talk to you with the searchlight. They can watch you and they talk to you. And with Mind Reader, they can read your mind. Non-stop harassment. These Mason property unit cleaners. Harassment. They're the ones that have the babies to sell. Harassment. Non-stop harassment to the child murder investigators. They're the ones that kids are with. We're the child murder investigators for ASIO. The Australian Child Protection Unit, you are. We lost the FBI. The FBI were all pedophiles as well. All the FBI were pedophiles as well. Money, murder. We want your money. You did something. We want your money. We want half your pay. You got to pay us. Yes, another thing that they do is they send somebody to your house and ask if they can hear it. They ask the neighbours if they can hear it. No one else can hear it. It's laser guided. It's the size of a wavelength. It's the length of a wavelength. The width of a wavelength. The wavelength is of the human ear. And it's laser guided. They blend it in with the laser. The wavelength with the laser. And only the person they point it on can hear it. And you're on the screen and they point it onto your head and no one else can hear it except for you. So no one else in the room can hear it. It's laser guided. Only you can hear it. They ask if anyone else can hear it in the house. No one else can hear it. With optical dazzle, they can project you with the devil when you sleep. When people in prison, they all say they see the devil. They all harass people in prison. They project images of the devil to people in prison. And then they kill them. Non-stop harassment kills you. It kills you when they all attack you at once. There's all the voices attacking you at once. Up to 20, 30, 40, 50 voices heckling you. They call it heckling, attacking you at once. And they project their image as well. You can't work. You drive you out of your house, you can't go outside, can't stay outside, drive you back inside. When they drive you out somewhere else, then they drive you from that next position as well. Don't move. If they do it in your house, don't move. Because they keep driving you out. Stay put and deal with it. Don't leave your job. No one's coming to help you. The police won't help you. Mental health won't help you. National security won't help you. There's nothing you can do about it. There's nowhere to go for help. You just got to stay put and deal with it. Wear earphones or earplugs. Happens to a lot of girls as well. They do it to a lot of girls. And you hear voices. Mental health makes it worse. Don't go to mental health saying you're hearing voices. They'll give you debilitating... It's all designed... They know what they're doing. Mental health know what they're doing. It's designed to kill you. They're going to kill you with medication. I'm the child murder investigator for ASIO, the Child Protection Unit you are. This is what it's like. They just don't stop talking to you. They always have to talk to you in your house. And harass, ask questions. You're growing marijuana. You're making drugs. You're making methamphetamines. And they're projected as well. They project their image and then they project stuff into your head. We do it as well. Then they say they do it as well. Your job as well. And we want your money. We want your money. They do it together. Interactive. We want your money. We want your money. They do your job as well. We do your job as well. We do your job as well. We want your money. We want your money. We always want your money. You're going to have to pay us. You have to pay us.
Long-range communication is being used increasingly throughout the world by the military, public safety agencies, for maritime and perimeter security, and for wildlife preservation and asset protection. Introduced in 2003, LRAD is a powerful communication system that can determine intent, create large safety zones, peacefully resolve uncertain situations, preserve wildlife and prevent aircraft and wind farm bird strikes, and most importantly, saves lives on both ends of this long-range acoustic device.
This is a test of the long-range acoustic device LRAD.
LRAD broadcasts highly intelligible, live or pre-recorded voice messages and alarm tones in a 30-degree beam over distances ranging from 500 yards to over 5 miles. LRAD was created in response to the deadly October 2000 attack on the USS Cole.
Here was a USS destroyer in a Yemeni port. They didn't know if it were fishermen or terrorists that were pulling alongside them until it was too late. They turned out to be terrorists, detonated, killed...
And we know what happened.
Yeah, we killed,
it was bad.
Killed many sailors, injured others.
The sailors aboard the Cole had no way to determine if the craft was piloted by fishermen or terrorists until it was too late. Since 2003, the U.S. Navy and most foreign naval forces have equipped their fleets with hundreds of LRAD systems. LRAD's ability to communicate instructions in any language clearly and effectively over distance enhances the opportunity to resolve uncertain situations peacefully,
Out of the vehicle and raise your...
while enabling military forces to communicate to unfriendly civilians from within the safety of their armored vehicles. Military personnel are trained in the proper use of LRAD systems and have full control of the audio output through pre-recorded broadcasts stored on LRAD's military-grade MP3 player or by issuing live instructions through a hardened microphone. Unlike bullhorns with their limited range and poor sound quality, LRAD broadcasts in a directed beam of sound that is loud, crystal clear, and can be easily heard and understood inside buildings, cars, and in almost any type of environment and situation.
I declare this to be an unlawful assembly.
And I think that was the first time that a police department had used LRAD in a high-profile event. And what they were interested in is keeping the property damage down and the number of arrests down.
Homeland Security and law enforcement agencies are using LRAD for emergency responses and high-profile events to safely and clearly communicate to individuals and crowds from the air or on land and water. LRAD fills the gap between bullhorns and tear gas, tasers, rubber bullets, pepper spray, and other non-lethal responses. LRAD can be quickly modulated in response to protesters' actions, while ensuring that law enforcement's instructions are clearly heard and understood. LRAD's safe alarm tone is used in short bursts to get a crowd's attention and to deter the escalation of unlawful acts. By turning operations centers and passive surveillance networks into instantaneous first responders, the LRAD RX gives security personnel a new capability to remotely defend critical asset perimeters and borders from potential threats without leaving the safety of their control rooms.
Are in a restricted area.
Powerful cameras and infrared sensors will be used to detect the border crossers. Then the LRAD units could be trained on those crossers remotely. With each mile of border fence costing about $16 million, putting a $90,000 LRAD unit on every mile of rural border sounds pretty cost-effective.
Beginning with its use to defend the Seaborne Spirit in November of 2005, LRAD has been deployed successfully many times to determine the intent of ships not responding to radio calls and to thwart pirates from hijacking commercial maritime vessels.
That is very piercing. You feel it throughout your body.
Absolutely. They use 2 LRADs on their vessels and make the pirates think, wow, do we want to attack this vessel that's obviously prepared? Perhaps we should go look at someone else.
LRAD systems, integrated with avian radar, are proving effective in keeping flocks of birds away from runways when commercial airliners are most vulnerable to potentially disastrous bird strikes. By steering birds away from airports through broadcasting a near infinite variety of tones and predator calls, LRAD can significantly reduce the approximately $1.2 billion spent each year to repair aircraft and facilities damaged by bird strikes.
Sound waves which can effectively scare off flocks of birds in the path of a plane and avoid possible bird strikes.
When a flock of birds hears that distress call, they'll take off. We have other annoying sounds that just get birds moving out of the air.
And moving out of harm's way.
I'm Calvin Duane. I'm Manager of Environment for Canadian Natural. One of the ways we manage wildlife is this system here. Our LRAD, or long-range acoustic device, is here to keep the birds away from our tailings pond. Sounds start off with, first of all, being birds of prey sort of sounds, hawks, eagles, those sort of things to scare ducks and geese away. If that doesn't work, then it moves into more of a louder, shocking sound like a shotgun blast or something along that line. And then finally, if the bird is not deterred from that point, it goes into a distress call of a bird of similar species so that the birds will actually think that there's a very serious thing that they need to avoid.
Using powerful, crystal clear communication to determine intent, create large safety zones, resolve uncertain situations peacefully, and save lives on both sides of the long-range acoustic device, LRAD safely fills the communications gap for military, public safety, commercial security, wildlife, and asset protection applications.